Hi, I'm Joanne Cary. Welcome back to the Embodied Soul podcast, a multidimensional space intended to support you in living, being, and thriving as the embodied soul you are. This episode is a little bit different. It arrived in one of those unexpected moments when I was down at the beach recording some other transmissions. I was walking back along the beach and suddenly realized a whole conversation was happening inside of me, one of those moments where your Oversoul just starts speaking. So I pulled out my phone and went with the flow. What came through was more stream of consciousness, more in the moment, but it felt important, especially with how many of us are sensing or dreaming into other timelines, other versions of reality, and sometimes even the darker or heavier aspects that come up as we expand multidimensionally. This episode is really about energetic discernment. It's about remembering your GPS point, where you are, who you are, even when you're feeling or seeing things that don't quite match your current life. So if you're ready to jump in, I invite you to pull up a comfy chair, invite in your soul, and be open to receive exactly what you need to live, be, and thrive as the embodied soul you are. I just found myself thinking about some videos from other creators that have come up in my feed over the past few months and around some of the things that are coming forth for them. And I don't know, because I don't know these people, but what I know is what they're describing in some of their videos about what is happening in the world, some of the darkness that is showing up in the world, some of the ways or history or, I don't know, myth, whatever it is, but I recognize the symbology, I recognize the images that they're talking about. And a lot of them are dark, a lot of them are controlling, a lot of them are a bit scary, threatening, a bit out of this world, like literally. And the fact that it's showing up in many people's conversations, many people's videos, many people's thoughts, dreams, experiences in the astral, really wanted me to come back here and share a tiny bit of perspective. And I know I've shared a bit of this on one episode or two around control, manipulation, challenges that are happening in a multidimensional environment. We are multidimensional. We, our soul, our oversouls exist now. And this now contains every single possibility, every single timeline, every single lifetime that we've ever existed on this planet, other planets, any galaxy, any realm, any possibility ever. All now. All happening now. And so when we start connecting more and more into our multidimensionality, this means that we are tapping into other vaster aspects of ourselves, of our oversouls, and of the collective. And we are in physical form in one reality, planet, or the other. Here we are right now, focused on the Earth experience. We are having, as soul, every possible experience that we could ever have. Now let that sink in for a second. As soul, you are going to experience every single experience that there is possible. And that just keeps expanding, because the more experiences you have, the more thoughts you have, the more opportunities you have and possibilities you have available to you to experience. And so what that means is that 100% chance you are going to have experienced very scary things, very controlling things, very manipulative things, very dark things, all along with the very amazing, joyful, expansive, most glorious, loving oneness possible. Across it all, you will have experienced it all, or will experience it all in some idea of our time, past, present, future. Again, bringing us back to the idea that it is all now. It's all happening now, and it's just depending on what frequency and coordinate you are aligned to. We are focused right now I'm focused right now on GPS coordinate Joanne walking on the beach. You're focused on your GPS coordinate wherever you are in the moment you're in the life that you're in the experience that you're in. All you would need to do is tune your receptor, tune your field and frequency to another frequency of you, either in this lifetime, which is how we can do inner child work and past life stuff. And that also goes to any other realm, space, dimension that you could think of. So, why did I say all that? I said all that because if you have dreams, or say you have connection with your spirit, and you are in a vibrational frequency that maybe is a bit lower, or you are being taught through your dream space, through your liminal space experiences, through your meditations, if you're being shown stuff so that you can be aware of what resonance might be playing in your field, what might have happened over the course of time, because that's part of your soul lesson, I would just invite you to realize and to come back to the moment that you're in and say, is that me? Is that mine to hold, or is that mine for information? Is that as much like going to the library and doing research and understanding the history that's happened on the planet, or whatever version you happen to be reading or tapping into? Is that control, that darkness, that manipulation, all of that stuff, is that happening in your experience right now? I'm talking your life, your experience. In the moment that you're standing in right now, in your life, with your family, with your friends, with your job, is that your experience? Or are you tapping into, buying into, continuing to perpetuate a story that belongs to another version, another timeline, another dimension, another incarnation? These are important questions to ask yourself, because we can tune into any space and time we want to, and we can create that in many ways in our environment. We are that powerful. Our thoughts are that powerful. Our creative energies are that powerful. And so it's important to keep ourselves fine-tuned into the GPS coordinate of our focus point of where we are right now, and continue to maintain that higher level frequency of the highest timeline that we have available to us. Does that make sense? I know it's sort of a different topic for me, but I think it's so important because we are at a very critical time in our awakening as a humanity, where we are open to all of the possibilities. We are open to the darkest of the dark, and we are opening to the brightest of the bright. And we get to choose. We get to choose the path that we're walking. We get to choose which timeline we're aligning to. And so if you are called, and here's the thing, we're all individual, unique souls. We all have paths to walk. And yet we can always choose, and we can choose again and again and again. I always choose the highest alignment that I can. I always align to the highest guides and beings who are supporting me in the highest, because I have no interest in cruising around in the lower realms, in the lower dimensions, or bringing fear frequency into the planet. Be watchful of where you're tuning in. There is no right or wrong, but there is always choice. And your experience will very much depend upon the choice that you choose. If your world is kind of down a rabbit hole, so to speak, you can get out of it. You can choose to align to the higher. Even if it feels dark right now, every choice that you make, every time you choose to align your frequency to the highest that you can, you provide yourself more possibilities, opportunities to shift the reality that you're seeing on the outside. And don't get upset with yourself if it takes a while to shift it. If you have been focused on what's been going wrong, if you've been focused on the dark that's going on in the world, if you're focused on all of the trauma, tragedy, heartbreak that's happening in the world around us, give yourself a lot of compassion, because your soul is here focusing on some of this stuff to help clear it, shift it, heal it. And know that you can do that even from a higher perspective, even from a place where you're not having to experience some of that density in your body. What you're experiencing in your experience right now. So I'm going to tie this back, because you may be experiencing things that you don't prefer in your life. And that's part of our soul's journey. It's not all light, bright, sunny days. Just like the weather, just like the earth patterns. There are earthquakes, there are tornadoes, there are hurricanes, there's tsunamis, there's rain, there's gray days and lightning storms. And it's all beautiful. It's not always the sunny day that is the lesson we get to learn today. But if you're tapping into a frequency or dimension or lifetime that is not yours, yet may be tuned to it, you may have experienced it, just be sure to ask yourself, is this yours? Is this your life? Is this your true experience here? Because oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes we've tapped into another lifetime, a bleed through experience, and we take it on because it feels really true. It feels like it resonates within our system. It feels, we can feel it in our body. And when we can feel in our body, we can think that it's us. We can think that it's ours. When in fact, so many of us are empathic, so many of us are picking up the experiences and feelings of those around us, that we simply get to ask ourselves a question: is this ours? Is this truly my soul in this incarnation, in this lifetime, or am I picking up something that is not that? We get to create the world that we want, and we do that one step at a time through the thoughts that we think and the behaviors and actions that we take. Our energy is speaking for us. It truly is. Our energy, our frequency is our currency. It is how we are creating and expressing in the world. And if you go back to the beginning of this Embodied Soul podcast, I walk you through the tools, the tips, the experiences that will support you in practically applying these lessons to your life so that you can live the highest expression your soul came here to live, not to support not only you, but to support the world as we're creating new, as we're leaving fear behind, as we're leaving all of the faces of fear, the control, the manipulation, the fear, the guilt, the shame, and all the other stuff. There's so much support available to you. I'm here, I'm walking this path with you. Know that your guides are walking with you. We're doing this together as a collective. You're not alone in it. No matter how things may seem in your experience right now, whether it's high, low, or in between, you are being supported and loved. Keep going. You're doing great. I'm sending you so much love. And if you've loved this episode of Embodied Soul, please like it, share it, turn on notifications, and subscribe to my channel. It really does support getting the energies and messages out to those who need it. And I look forward to seeing you on next week's episode of Embodied Soul.